Hi guys, welcome back to Kpop Talks. I'm your host, and today we're doing our weekly Kpop recap of October. Is going to include the first roughly 10-14 days of October, and I'm thinking about probably going to separate these two videos because there's 40 songs and I want to talk about them relatively extensively. Not all of them, but certain ones of them definitely. Hi guys, welcome back to our weekly Kpop. Welcome back to our weekly Kpop recap. This is gonna be number 25. Maybe I'm gonna divide this video in a couple because it's gonna be very long. There's 40 songs to talk about, so let's just get right into it without wasting any more time. With Jamie, 3D Woman. This is definitely a change of pace for Jamie. This is probably something a little bit different that I think really hits home more for her international Western fans. It's an entirely fully English song. I would say the chorus is very catchy. I think the pre-chorus is very, very catchy. Don't get the whole 3D1 concept at all. The song is pretty basic in itself. I won't say it's anything interesting. I think Jamie has done way more interesting music in the past. But having said all of that, I think it's a relatively enjoyable song from her, but not one of my favorites from her catalog. But I can see a lot of people enjoying this one more than her previous stuff. Next you have Lucy, Someday in the 21st Century. Lucy is a K-pop group that does a lot of J-rock inspired music. I enjoy this track. Not as much as their past stuff from their album. I think this is a cut also from the album if I'm not mistaken, but it's enjoyable. I think it's fairly enjoyable, definitely slower in pace, but there's moments where it really picks up and does something interesting. Enjoyable. Again, one of the most interesting groups from Korea when it comes to the rock genre, at least. I think they do it in a way that personally at least I enjoy a little bit more. Next we have Ab6 with Sugarcoat. Solid song by Ab6. I wouldn't say they really left off from their comfort zone at all, but they do it in a quietly manner. Quality vocals, good chorus. I like the production. It's not overbearing in any way, and therefore it gives us a quality song with quality vocals from a group that has been one of the most consistent fourth generation groups out there. On the low, they make their numbers. They are these new generations like B2B sort of, where they exist, they're popular, but they are not necessarily chasing that over the day, or all of a sudden huge $100 million success. They're trying to do their thing and be consistent. I think that's what really gives them, I think, quality, and I think makes them stand out to a lot of their competition, even if they're more popular groups. Really, really good, smart, I think, but their company in every possible way. Next we have One We with Stay Here. Solid song from One We, not one of my favorites unfortunately, but still the amazing parts of it, the emotions, the vocals, and I think they're very smart the way they use instrumentals, and therefore I think every time you listen to one of their songs it's always very enjoyable. I think it's rare to go into one of their albums and think that you're gonna hear something of not quality or something that is gonna make you somewhat feel like this is not good enough. You have to give them credit. They always put their best, but similar to the Jamie situation, I preferred stuff they've done in the past more, but it's still a quality track nonetheless, and I can see people that don't know what One Way is to really enjoy this track more than their previous stuff. Next we have one of the most probably anticipated comebacks of this year, which is Seulgi with debuts. Seulgi with 28 Reasons as a soloist, obviously. I think it's a very solid track. I like the idea of going throwback with her, sound-wise and everything, with the R&B and the early 2000s, mid-2000s, even late 2000s, K-pop and R&B inspired tracks. Definitely, I think it fits with her vocals very, very well. They haven't tried to make her sound something different, but I don't know, I feel like something weird throughout the song. I don't think the lyrics are that good, for example. I think they could have done a better job with the progression, but all of that, it's still a very enjoyable solo. I think it still gives her personality and makes her stand out to her other colleagues who've had comebacks till this point, or solo stuff. So really, really good by her, and I think by SM as well. Next is Dynamic Duo featuring Lala Mars with She's Gonna Stop. This is a quality song, I would say, overall, by Dynamic Duo. I'm not the biggest fan of the chorus per se, but I think Lala Mars brings a good feature. Dynamic Duos always have good bars. They've always been good at doing both rap and more pop stuff. This is definitely a hip-hop song, but more of a pop flavor, so even if people are not into hip-hop that much, they can enjoy it more. And yeah, I think it's a quality song overall by them. I wouldn't say I would go back to it personally, but it's a quality track. I've said it 3 times, but it is good. Next with Treasure with Hello. Really good change of pace by Treasure. I complained about how Treasure was doing the same thing at this moment for almost 2 years. Actually, I think they debuted 2021. Like, I felt like they were doing a little bit too much of the same stuff. At least they changed a little bit the pace of themselves, and they've tried to do something a little different. The song is fun, extremely catchy, the chorus. Really good usage of the English words here, and while the production is nothing to be in awe of, I think it really works well with they're trying to go. It doesn't really feel that much. It feels different from what they do, but it still feels them. And I'm surprised by their success. I mean, their success is incredible. Whenever I look at their numbers, they're considering 60 plus, sometimes even 100 million regularly. Like, surprisingly, they are more popular than Hype and 80 some of these groups. Like, they've made it out of nowhere, seemingly. YG, give them credit. Next we have Kang Daniel with Joyride. Not the biggest fan of this track personally. I feel like his vocals here are not amazing. He's never been an amazing vocalist by any means, but I feel like in this track specifically, the vocals don't really fit. The production feels weird. It's not one of his best track, but no, it doesn't matter because I think Kang Daniel had one of the most consistent runs of the last 2 years. So him having a song here and there that I don't think it's good, or it's just not that good. Honestly, it's not at the end of the end of the world for him. I would say I would have preferred something better. But having said all of that, I've heard worse definitely than this. It's just that for his standards, I think this is not as good as his normal stuff. Next we have Rocket Punch with the first Japanese single, Doki Doki Love. Solid track, honestly. Nothing crazy, but the chorus is pretty catchy and it's honestly a fun song to listen to. I mean, Rocket Punch is doing their thing and they're doing it pretty well in my opinion. Next we have Kingdom with Long Live the King. I don't particularly like this song, but I don't dislike it. It's just there's something about it that I don't, I feel like there's missing there for me personally. Whether it's the way the song is like connected between the different parts, the different changes of pace. The production is fine, however, I would say, and the chorus is okay at best. I just don't think this is one of the most interesting tracks by Kingdom, But they try different things here and there, which is good at the end of the day for them, to keep trying different things and keep themselves in check with, at least creatively, and do different things. Next we have DKZ with Ohung. Pretty good song overall, it's a bit different from DKZ stuff. They've been changing a little bit their image. Stylistically, this is different. It's more aggressive. It's more of a classic, let's say, 2022 boy group sounding like a single, but overall it's a quality track, I would say. They still stand out as one of the most interesting groups, and I think give credit to their company because it sounds like they did well with with Brave Girls, but they did an amazing job with DKB. So obviously, hopefully, I'm seeing DKZ. So hopefully they can keep doing a good job regardless, and hopefully they can just keep improving. I confused the two groups. This is not DKB, this is DKZ, so they're a different group, my bad. But yeah, they're still a solid group overall, and I think that their company has done a good job really managing them, I would say, even though, again, it's hard, I think, for both groups to really stand out. My bad, it's not DKB, I confused them. Next we have Coyote with My Hero. Really good song, honestly. I really like the production. I like the vocals. I love the rapping part in here. The chorus is very memorable. It's great. I think the video show all the fans like cheering them playing the song. The song is really good. I really like the lyrics as well. And this is one of the better performances, I'll say, vocally from all the members. Not the female vocals, which I always forget her name, but what's the name of the comedian, the very famous guy in Korea? I forget his name, but he did a very good job as well vocally. He's not a bad singer, but in here, he really sounded good. The song is good. It's heartfelt. It's great. I would say I really enjoy listening to it. Even when I play games and I'm just chilling. Really good song by Coyote. Next we have Doki with God Signs remix featuring Tablo. Pretty good song. Love the classic hip-hop production. Obviously great lyrics by Doki, great flow. Specifically Tablo comes again, always really good. One of the best hip-hop tracks in some time, I would say, in Korean hip-hop. But overall, the quality is there. At least it's cool to see Doki being active musically. He has been more active this year than other years, which is a good thing. You know, Doki is a necessary force, I think, in the Korean hip hop industry, and to see him there, I think it's a strength for the Korean hip hop scene overall. Next we have Coke and Butter with Mia Deya. It's a decent song, I would say. It's definitely something that I didn't expect from MLD at all, but you know, it's a solid track. I'm not a fan of this production at all. I just think this type of songs don't really age well. The type of songs that maybe feel like now I struggle to think you're gonna really like in 3 months or even care about in a month. So yeah, this is the biggest problem, but at least they're trying something different image wise. You know, they have Lapillus now and they have this group. You hit to different markets for them. This is obviously, I think, it's gonna be more successful with Western fans overall, but you know, overall I think it's a decent attempt, I would say, from MLD, and hopefully it just goes up from here and they keep improving in that sense, because I think it would be cool to see. Next song for J&G by Guvinu, Mirani and Gemini, which is... Next we have a song for J&G by Guvinu, Gemini and Mirani, which is Rolling. It's a good song for J&G. I mean, I would expect that this is what they were trying to do for like Worlds and for their image. They've been doing a lot of these collaborations. I think last year it was J Park. This year I think they also had a song with J Park again, and now they have another song again. This is smart marketing by Genji and Arnold, which is their CEO. They're doing a good job. They understand the game, and they're doing a good job at least pushing the right people, because young people watch League of Legends the most. So having young people that they listen, having artists that young people listen to, is overall the smart thing to do. Next is Suzy with Cape, ballad, good vocals, really good vocals here by Suzy actually. Different change of pace from her. They released it on the low. I really enjoy it. I think it's a good song. The video is cute, and it's definitely, as I said, change of pace from her, who have been like used so much to listening like classic K-pop from her. At least she's changing the pace and doing something a little bit more refreshing and a little bit more personal, somebody would say. You know, overall it's a very enjoyable song for me, and I think by her, honestly, I really do. Next is Iris with Bye Bye. I think this is their debut single, and if I'm not mistaken, this is not bad for a debut at all. I think this is an interesting change of, like, you think this song is gonna be like your classic K-pop banger with a lot of like production, like complexity and sounds. Instead, it's very bare in a way. You know, I like the vocals here. I like the way they use the production. I think they use a little bit of like vocal modifications here and there. I could be wrong. I would have to listen to the song again. But I think the girls' vocals are all good overall, and that's it really. I think it's a quality track, honestly. If it's actually their debut, I really enjoyed it, and hopefully to see what they're gonna do in the future. You know, people might think, oh, they're gonna go for the Blackpink style, but they haven't went that direction at all, which is interesting. I would say, you know, it would be very easy for them to try to do that and possibly even get more eyes towards their group. Next we have again another Lioness song with Boy With Strange Love, another quality track by them. Again, the vocals can be tough for certain people. I personally really enjoy them here, more of their last work, honestly. And I really like their production, the way they're always very simple. They never go over the top with it, and they allow the feelings, the lyrics, and the voices to really stand out, which is a really good choice in my opinion. Next we have Stray Kids with Case 143. Solid track by Stray Kids in my opinion. Or at this point they have their formula down, and the formula is pretty decent, I would say, at this point. It's just that I would love if they changed it up a little bit, you know. Try something a little bit more fun, a little bit more lighthearted, with less aggressive productions, you know. Try something different, but do it well, you know, and put effort like they normally do with their other songs. But it's still a decent song, nonetheless. I still think the chorus hits pretty hard overall. It's just that the melody overall, I've heard the melody a million times in my life, and I wish they went with a more interesting melody regardless of this. Next we have The Rose with Sour. I think pretty good song by The Rose, honestly, you know. A little bit on the alternative side of things, which is they've always done. But I like the vocals here, I like the instrumental. It's not like overly pop like some of their past cuts, in my opinion. It's more like rock in that sense. And the quality of the vocals is there. Pretty simple and chill. but with some kick on it, and gives it a little bit of that spice, a little personality that I think this group really needs. Overall, a really good song in my opinion.